Jessica, Mark, and Barnett. I chose to use Erik Erikson's life stages of development because it appears that Jessica needs to revisit some of those stages. And in this particular theory, you can actually revisit. So I'm going to start with Erik Erikson's stage 5, which is identity versus confusion. And I believe that Jessica, as a teenager, and as all teenagers, we work to find who we are. So we try out all these different roles and stereotypes, and the geeks and the cheerleaders and the nerds, and so we kind of dabble around until we find where we belong, where our true identity emerges. Well, in Jessica's case, unfortunately, if you don't find it, then you become confused about who you are. Now, Barnett apparently has differentiated himself. And differentiation of self is something that happens inwardly, meaning that internally you realize, okay, this is not a me problem. This is a you problem. And so you can rationally make a distinction, and you don't fall prey to the web of confusion, such as Mark has. And also, I would say that Jessica is in stage 6 of Erik Erikson's developmental stages, and that is intimacy versus isolation. And this is when young adults struggle to form relationships and to gain the capacity for the actual act of intimacy and to love someone, or the feel that society loves them, they love society, they love themselves. Now, in this stage, she definitely is lacking. And because of that, she has this feel of isolation. And she does not realize that she's her own self's enemy because she is manipulative to a degree. But she's very childish on the other hand, because going after something that you can't have, that's that conquering mentality. Generally men have that competition thing. And so she wanted Barnett, but she could not have Barnett. And so she instead stuck with Mark. Mark is the victim of this situation because he knows what love and intimacy is. He has successfully completed his stages of Erik Erikson, but he has a low self-esteem. Because for him to allow Jessica to not become romantic with him and to just kind of dangle him along on string, he has a lot of issues that he's dealing with inwardly. And in my next podcast, I probably will look a little bit closer at Mark, but I wanted to focus on Jessica today. But the next series will be focusing on, or I should say my next episode, will be focusing on Mark. So for now, I invite you to join my Patreon list, support my YouTube channel, become a subscriber, and God bless you, and we'll talk again.